Hi everyone and welcome back to the Green Man channel. Today I'm going to review and discuss the new album by Baest Necro Sapiens, released via Century Media Records just yesterday. It's 10 tracks, it's about 45 minutes in length. And this is a real bludgeoner. You know, you are faced with bludgeoning riffs from pretty much the start of this album, with a cracking opener. Actually, it's not quite the opening track, but I think it's the next track after that, Genesis, with some really good hooks. Gives you a sense of what you're in for the rest of the album. I think it was a good track to put at that part of the album to get you well into it. Necro Sapiens is pretty fun. If you've watched the video as well, that's also an interesting watch, pretty entertaining. I think they were going for a kind of fun death metal-y vibe, if you can call death metal fun. They certainly take, I think, the fun side of it with that track. The fourth track, Saw, was also pretty interesting and engaging, and I think after that track the album kind of goes almost from strength to strength really, and particularly with kind of one of my favourite tracks on this album was Gorgasm and Towers of Suffocation straight after that. I really liked those tracks. There were lots of good rhythm changes, really interesting. And with Gorgasm, you started off with that quite slow, doomy, sludgy riff, and it suddenly developed into a thrashy, more kind of standard, what you might expect from Baest. But it was a nicely done track, that one, with some good variations. And Towers of Suffocation, I really liked all the rhythm changes in that track, and that one I would say possibly my favourite on the album. Purification Through Mutilation reminded me a lot of a Gojira track, perhaps something that would have come off from Mars to Sirius. I was going to say from Sirius to Mars then, from Mars to Sirius. That there was certainly sounds there that definitely, with the use of slides and all sorts, that track definitely reminds me a bit of Gojira. I really liked Meat Hook Massacre. That has some awesome riffing going on throughout, and obviously they're using a lot of dual guitars, harmonising up their heavy riffs with, I think, just the slightly different, not tunings, but slightly different tones, so you get that real vibe of those harmonies, and you can tell that there are two guitars going on at the same time. And I thought they used that to great effect in Meat Hook Massacre and in other parts of this album as well. I think also in the earlier track, Genesis, that was used to great effect as well. And I like the last track. I actually really like the last track, Sea of Vomit. It left you with the impression that you've had just a pretty awesome bludgeoning death metal album, smashing you in the face. And I thought Sea of Vomit had a really cool, it was at the start and the end of the track, this really low end guitar riff that kind of actually, I think that made me think a little bit of a Decapitated riff, come to think of it. It was really, really good. And I thought that was a strong way to finish an album. So what are my thoughts overall on this latest release from Baest? Obviously they're still fairly early, I think, in their careers. I mean, this is maybe their, God, I should have done my research properly, but I think this is their third album. They released Venenum a couple of years ago, and this is, I think, building on that. They're certainly heading in the right direction from what I've heard of them before, and I'm excited to see what this band comes up with in the future as well. And I would say this album is definitely at least a high 7 out of 10, possibly an 8 if I'm feeling more generous. And I think this is definitely a sign for the future for Baest, that they have more on the way and they can keep going stronger from here. This album could be like a bit of a breakout for them, I think. And I hope it is for the sake of the band. I think that they've done a very, very solid death metal album. Signing off now. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll probably be back again soon with some more album reviews. Take care.